Today I'm gonna talk about elections. Not this election. This election. A Pokémon election. Charmander and Squirtle are running for Pokémon president. Charmander gets 11 votes, Squirtle gets 9 votes. Since Charmander got more votes, he wins. Seems pretty fair. But what if another Pokémon entered the race? Bulbasaur. In this scenario, Bulbasaur gets 3 votes, Charmander gets 8 votes, and Squirtle gets 9 votes. Squirtle got the most votes, so it wins. But this doesn't seem fair. More people voted against Squirtle. They were just split between 2 Pokémon. This is called the spoiler effect, and it's a real problem that affects real-world elections. But is there a solution to this problem? Actually, there is. It's a different type of voting called instant runoff voting, but you've probably heard of it as ranked choice voting. Unlike the traditional voting method where you only get to vote for one Pokémon, with ranked choice voting, you get to rank the choices from your favorite to your least favorite. Let's take a look at it in action. I asked 20 of my friends to rank their favorite Pokémon among Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. First choice is their favorite, second choice is their next favorite, and third is the one they like the least. Now with ranked choice voting, there's one extra rule. You must get more than 50% of the votes to win. There were 20 votes in this election, so 11 are needed to win. Now let's count up the first choice votes. Squirtle got 2 votes, Charmander got 6 votes, and Bulbasaur got 12 votes. Bulbasaur was really popular with my friends and got more votes than the required 11, so in this case, it wins without any need to look at the second or third choice votes. But how would this have turned out if Bulbasaur had not gotten over 50% of the votes? Let's go back to the very first scenario. Remember, when Bulbasaur entered the race and the winner changed from Charmander to Squirtle, even though most people voted against Squirtle? Let's try it again, this time with ranked choice voting. We start by counting up the first choice votes. Bulbasaur gets 3, Charmander gets 8, and Squirtle gets 9. Before, we would have stopped here and declared Squirtle the winner. But since with ranked choice voting you need the 11 votes to win, we don't stop here. What we do is eliminate the Pokemon with the least amount of votes. Sorry, Bulbasaur. Now we take Bulbasaur voters' second choices. All 3 said their second choice was Charmander because even though they really loved Bulbasaur, they were fine with Charmander, they just didn't really like Squirtle. Now Charmander has 11 votes and is declared the winner. Ranked choice voting is a more fair voting system because it eliminates the spoiler effect. Ranked choice voting elects a Pokemon that the majority actually voted for. It allows voters to pick their favorite Pokemon and not worry that it's gonna let the Pokemon they really didn't like win. If only we could vote like this in real life.
Pokemon go to the polls!
No, not like that. I mean, use ranked choice voting so we could have leaders that more accurately represent the people. Luckily, this could actually be a reality soon. The state of Maine has a ballot measure this year asking to establish ranked choice voting for the Maine state elections. And Maine really needs this. You see, Maine is like the first example, where Squirtle won even though most of the voters were against him. Maine has a history of electing leaders with less than 50% of the vote. And we know ranked choice voting works. The city of Portland, Maine has already been using ranked choice voting to elect their mayor since 2011, and it's made their elections better. 41% of voters thought there was less negative campaigning, and 45% of voters felt more inclined to vote for their favorite candidate. If you're interested, or even if you're still not convinced, you can find a lot more information on rcvmaine.com. They have an FAQ page that answers a lot of questions you may have about ranked choice voting. If you live in Maine and are old enough to vote, please vote yes on 5 so that we can have an improved voting system that more accurately represents the people.